Hello sir, hello classmates. I am Frinkle Eder and I will discuss the history of futsal, the basic law of the game futsal, the equipments or those things that will be needed in this game, and the court dimension. So I will start with what futsal means. Futsal, also known as futsal or futsal, is a ball sport played on a hard court, smaller than a football pitch, and mainly indoors. It has similarities to five-a-side football. So this sport is very similar to football, but in some ways adapted to the rules of other sports. Futsal is played between two teams of 5 players each, one of who is the goalkeeper. Unlimited substitutions are permitted. Unlike some other forms of indoor soccer, indoor football, the game is played on a hard court surface marked by lines. Walls or boards are not used. Futsal is also played with the smaller, harder, low bounce ball. The surface, ball and rules together favor ball control and passing in small spaces. The game's emphasis is on improvisation, creativity, and technique. So, there are benefits of the game futsal. So, it improves players' decision-making skills, provides players with more touches on the ball. The heavier ball increases the power of players. It develops the confidence in players to go one by one against their opponent. Allows players to be creative in getting around their opposition, and it improves reaction time. The history of futsal. The origin of futsal five-a-side soccer can be traced back to Montevideo, Uruguay in 1930 when Juan Carlos Seriani devised a five-a-side version of soccer for youth competition in YMCAs. The game is played on basketball-sized courts, but indoors and out without the use of sidewalls. So the futsal caused a sensation in Uruguay and later it became famous in the rest of South America and was gradually extended to several parts of the world. Futsal arrived to Spain in 70s, but there are different versions about the exact year. Some people say it arrived in 1971 to Acorsinia, and others say this sport was introduced in 1972 in YMCA Club of Madrid. So, what does futsal stand for? Futsal comes from Spanish futbol sala or futbol de salon and from Portuguese futebol de salão. The term is commonly translated as indoor football and football of salon, but a more literal translation is hall lounge football. So these are the 5 places where futsal is most popular. So Spain, Brazil, France, Portugal, and Indonesia. So, one of the main reasons for the sudden growth in popularity of futsal is the fact that it helps players to develop their touch and control. The best futsal players are alert and ready for the ball at all times. They are highly creative and they can improvise to create chances out of nothing. These are the basic law of the game. Futsal is commonly played on netball or basketball-sized court in NZ with a goal measuring 3 by 2 meters. From a kick-off, the ball must be played forward. A goal cannot be scored directly from a kick-off. A team consists of 5 players, 4 court players, and 1 goalkeeper. Unlimited flying substitutions. Players can re-enter the game from their substitution area from their own defensive half when no markings, without notifying the referee. There is no offside. When the ball goes out over the sideline, it is a place on the sideline. From a stationary position, the ball is kicked into the court to another player. All opposing players must be at least 5 meters from the ball. So for a ball to be out of play or a goal is scored, all of the ball must be over the line. A goal cannot be scored directly from a kick in unless it touches another player. Goalkeepers throw the ball the D-shape goal area to restart from goal clearance. Goalkeepers can kick the ball from their hands when not a goal clearance. A goal clearance is when the ball travels over the defensive goal lines either side of the goal. The goalkeeper has 4 seconds time limit to control the ball, unless they are in the opposition's half of the court, at which they then have unlimited time. Goalkeepers are not allowed to pick up a back pass from any of their teammates. Goalkeepers cannot play the ball in their own half of the court after it has been deliberately kicked to him or her by a teammate without an opponent playing or touching it. A maximum of 12 players per team, 5 court players, 7 substitutions. The game has a 4-second time limit a kick-ins, counter kick-ins, and free kicks. A player can score direct from a corner. Sliding and playing on the ground is permitted when not endangering a player. Dangerous play is not allowed. After 5 fouls, a direct free kick is awarded to the opposing team for every subsequent foul from the second penalty mark. The foul count is reset at halftime. The second penalty mark direct free kick is 10 meters from the goal line. During the game, a referee has no option of using 2 cards, the yellow, red, 2 yellows, sending off, 1 red, sending off. So when a red card or times 2 yellows are issued, the player that committed the offense remains out of duration of game. After 2 minutes of play or if the opposing team scores a goal, the team that had a player sent off can play a substitute to make 5 players once again. Referees have the right to warn us to leave or eject from the stadium any spectator whom they feel is bringing the game into disrepute. The referee's decision is final. So next are the equipments or those things that will be needed in this game. So competitive action requires number shirts, shorts, socks, protective shin guards, and trainers with rubber soles. Keepers need to wear a different color than their teammates in the same way they do in football, and a quality pair of goalkeeping gloves is also needed. So, the playing kit is made up of a football style jersey, shorts, socks, and shin guards. For footwear, non-marking court shoes or specialist indoor football or futsal shoes are used. They must have a plain shoes. The goalkeeper must wear a different colored shirt to the rest of the team and can wear long trousers to protect the legs when diving. So the ball of futsal is smaller than the football's one. It is also a heavier weight than a regulation football. So last is the court dimension. The court is generally a wood or artificial sports court material, although any flat, smooth material may be used. For international matches, the length of the court is between 38 to 42 meter, and the width is 22 to 25 meter. For club or school or other matches, it can be from 25 to 42 meter in length, while the width can be 16 to 25 meter. The length of sidelines should always be greater than the length of the goal lines. Anyway, the track tend to have measures by 40 by 20 meters on each side. There is a penalty area which has a dimension of 6 meters from the goal line. This area is where the goalkeeper can use his hands. A rectangular 3 by 2 meter goal is positioned at the middle of each goal line. For futsal in New Zealand, an indoor netball court is most commonly used and is an excellent option for school and club play. So that's all. Thank you for listening, sir.